So where's this part you were making me look at?
Right here. I need a little lathe time.
So Joe is trying to file down a stud by hand.
From 5/8 to 9/16.
I like how rounded this is. So it looks like you're sanding more than filing.
Well, it was mushroomed in the beginning.
Mushroom. Well, it's not mushroomed anymore. So what are we supposed to do with this thing? You're going to make it go fast?
It's 5/8 right now. I want to bring it down to a 9/16.
9/16.
562.562.
Do I not do that?
I would even attempt it myself.
You did attempt to do it yourself. And you were doing
the machine behind us.
Doing a good job.
That one I didn't touch.
You didn't touch that one. Okay, so we need to make this easy when you take that nut and put on there if it's the same size. So is this nut the same size as that nut?
Probably so, yeah, it's both 7/8.
All you gotta do is go like that and you compare the heights, and it looks like it's bigger to me.
It won't thread all the way on there anyway, did you have to?
I don't know, you didn't thread it on. I'm trying to do it myself with one hand. Okay, is that the same height? Looks like it is, pretty close. So when you put it in the lathe, if you only hold on part of the nut, it can flop on you, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
If you have both the nuts on there, you can hold it in the lathe a lot easier.
Chuck it up better?
It goes right in here a lot better.
All right.
Here you go, sir, you're working this button today. Do you know how to use that thing now?
I've never gotten any compliments on it, but I do know how to use it. I will not.
You want condiments?
I'm not going
You
to.
put ketchup on it?
I'm not going to zoom in.
No zooming? Okay, now how straight are these studs?
That's the big question, also.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that nut's going to dictate what this does. And nuts are not cut very even, so it might not work. I'm saying that's not very even.
That means it's bent, though, right?
What do you think?
God, look at the end of it.
No, that means that that nut is not happy. Most nuts are not very accurate. So we're going to put it over here on the straight side over here. We'll see if the stud's bent.
Better, but not straight.
Better than that.
Not quite as bad.
I'm guessing the stud's not 100% straight. Well, you didn't sand it either.
Want to try the other one?
I don't know, you got another one?
Yeah.
Is it straight?
We're going to find out. That's the one I haven't touched yet.
Well, you haven't screwed this one up yet?
They were hard to get out of the truck, I'll tell you that. They were down there for a long time. Oh, that was really bad. Even worse than the other one.
What?
Bent-wise.
That's bent? I thought that's how it's supposed to be.
You think that's the nut doing it?
What, the nut?
Is that what's making it, or is it just bent? It's better.
You like my power net drive?
I did. I like that. Nice one.
Almost like I've done that before.
Yep, more than once.
Now we could check it around the threads and see if it's bad. Or we do it dangerous.
One nut?
Well, we do have a 6-jaw chuck, so I have a little more holding power than normal chucks.
Right.
So I can get away with crap like this.
Well, they usually have 3 or 4.
Okay, so right now, I can see right now it's not very even.
Because the teeth are not hitting the same place, or what?
Because I'm just looking at it, I can tell it's not very even. So if you hit on the high spot, eventually it gets straight.
Well, Keenan.
You can either look at the thread or you can look at the shaft.
I'm more interested in the shaft, but nothing's moving. But
How much of the shaft are we taking off?
From 0.562, it's at 620 right now.
You know that's not very even either.
Well, they were all mushroomed up. They've been on this since original.
Looks like somebody cut it with a dull file.
Is that the one I cut?
I'm looking for a mic. Ooh, get on my way.
A micrometer.
There's a lathe. We have tools over here special for
Yes,
lathe.
sir. Cameraman will move.
This is a genuine lathe tool. It's a Starrett.
Good stuff. I just picked up a Starrett hacksaw the other day. Nice one.
Beater tool. Okay, that's not very straight, round and straight. See how it wobbles a lot?
Yeah. I worked on the whole thing a little bit on that
That
one.
was a little bit difference in height between there
Yeah.
and there.
Right. That was
What number you want?
0.562.
You want 9/16?
Yeah.
You're way off.
Is it like 620 or something? I can't believe that bends so easy. Or straightens so easy. you have to get the lead hammer and whack on it. So good out of them.
Well, I don't know because I can't see the other side.
And it's probably some that's a file on it, right? It's not going up and down that bad.
Do you want these actually straight, or you just want?
They don't have to be. I just want the diameter down on them. You know?
Because if you want me to make it straight, I got to do different things.
No, I don't have to be straight.
So if you want to make it straight, we put a little center hole right in here, so we can hold it on the center way out here, and then we hold it right back here on these threads, and then the stud can be wobbling like crazy, and we'll cut it true.
Oh, no, I don't think we need it.
Right now, I'm holding off the nut, which is not very even. You can see how this nut's not very straight anyway.
Right.
Just by looking at it, see it's not very even.
Yeah.
So we're holding off with something that's not very good to begin with, and then we're going to try to make this round and true. I'm trying to make the center of this, but see right now the whole stud's going like this because this nut's not
straight,
concentric to the shaft.
Okay.
Because it's a piece of crap.
Is that nut not built into the bolt?
So right now that's where we're at on that. Now if I take that and say I don't like that, and I take this like this, pull it back out, and we go down and we check up on these threads where you're never supposed to check on threads.
Right.
So we're checking those
But
threads.
we will once in a while. Just to check the wobble?
So now we see how wobbly it is. So see how the nut's bouncing up and down?
Yeah.
See over here we're not too bad. We're a little bit, not too bad.
What about this?
Now.
What's that called? Shank or no?
That's called a hex.
No, the
This
smooth
is a
surface.
shank. That's a shank.
Shank.
Or in this case, it's shoulder. This
Shoulder.
actually
Shoulder. Okay,
yeah.
shoulder. Yeah.
So right now with 6 jaws, I'm not really hurting the thread, so I can actually cut it on this and not hurt those threads.
Okay. Is that the best way to go about it?
Because the nut's not very even, yes.
Okay. Oh, right. So it's being truer right now. It's truer than it was using the nut.
The key is if it ever slips in the threads, they're gone. So I give a little extra torque on it to make sure it's tight.
We can clean them up a little bit before.
So now I can cut this down and not really worry about it.
Do you want a
sure
caliper for that?
I'm sure I'm going to get some experts telling me I'm doing this all wrong.
It's only a shock mount,
My
you guys.
response is I don't give a crap.
I got focus cloth. I got all kinds of other sandpapers too.
I could give a rat's ass what you say. I'm assuming that bit is very dull by how nicely it's cut.
Right, we got sandpaper to clean it up. Or what's that stuff called? Emery cloth.
Okay, now there's your finish.
Oh, they're both not very round.
Yes, got a spiral effect in
Why do
there.
I see different colors?
It's called outer round and not concentric to the little thread.
Okay.
Okay, now, why is this thing cutting so badly? Is it because there's a
Big
lack
chip on it?
Because there's a lack of sharpness on the tool bit?
You want them old ones you got here or what?
I don't suppose that has a lack of sharpness on that bit, do you?
I know you never put the good stuff in for me.
Well, those cost $10 a piece.
The good ones?
You know I'm not, no.
A big chip in it?
Can you see that dull spot in the
I
point?
see it like hot.
Do you see that dull spot in the point where it's shiny?
Yep.
That means it doesn't cut very well.
Does the bluing have anything to do with it too?
There's nothing blue about it, it just doesn't cut very
I
well.
thought I saw some blue on there.
Now I gotta determine what height I cut this at. Let's see, I'm gonna cut this over here. That looks like the right dimension.
What's the diamond blade you're doing?
What's what?
I never got to witness the diamond blade in action.
Oh, grinding your bit. Somebody said they never grind a bit before. Well, you know, bits cost money. I have a grinder. I know how to use it. I don't see that dull edge anymore.
Oh, you keep the rag on the motor.
Get the dirt off, moisture off.
Yeah.
It looks nice and new under there.
Good dead.
It's expensive too.
What's the other side? Is it a different grit?
Diamond on the other side.
What's that one?
Diamond on this side.
Is it a different grit though, or is it a wider one? Or?
See the surface?
Yeah,
You're looking on that side.
looks wider. I don't want to touch it.
You mean the brake?
This is a rougher one, huh? That's a finished one?
The diamond's over here.
On the side?
See the brown?
That's
See the
it?
brown?
Is that where you were cutting it?
See this is the dark part? See the
Yeah.
aluminum part?
Right,
So the diamond's right here. See aluminum right here?
right.
See the dark over here? The
Well, it's on the side.
diamond's over here, it's flat.
Okay.
So this cuts on a flat surface, this cuts on the irregular grinding wheel.
Yeah.
Gee,
Learning things every day here, Ken.
pretty complicated.
I've never seen a diamond wheel before.
Now I gotta put this back in there and see if it cuts. Probably won't. It's just a crap. Until you get all the crap out of there. So
Want some air?
no, it's full of enough air already today. Now these have been ground so much I gotta make sure I shove it out because if it goes all the way in the bit, the holder's bigger than the bit. It's been ground a few times.
Have you talked to our buddy, the FXR guy?
You're the FXR guy.
The other one.
We got more than one?
Guy who lives down the street
Where's my cutter at?
Cutter?
I wanted to see if I was on center.
Oh. You know who I mean.
It looks pretty straight, doesn't it?
It looks straight to me.
My height is pretty good. If it's like that, you're too high. If you like that, it's too low.
All right.
Call it tangent.
Well, that's how you center it. Okay.
It's a tangent line. Excuse me.
He got a job at the zoo
That's nice.
as a welder.
Yeah, you told me that.
He did?
You told me or someone else told me.
It's been somebody else.
No, this made
I haven't seen it lately.
This made a huge difference in the finish.
I would imagine so.
Not really.
No? Sounds a little rough.
Back to the stud round. Some materials that you don't like to cut. If I had a sharp edge, it'd probably look better.
At what point do we put a caliper on and measure it? A couple more passes? There's some teeth on the end in there on the inside. It can stay.
What?
There was some teeth on there that hold the washer in place.
See how nice the finish that is? Most bolts, when you cut them, leave a finish like that.
They do finish like that?
Yeah, it's just pure crap. You know how it's really hard right over here where the splines are at?
Yeah. That's just hard in there?
Yeah. See how shiny it is right there?
That was the difference on the noise?
Well, when I hit all the splines, you can hear it. Well, you said you wanted 9/16, so we're at 605 right now.
Still? All right, we got a ways to go then. 5.62.
But now it's round, see?
Yeah.
It's a little bit off here where you did it, but it's going to help you.
I had to file off some mushroom on that just to get them off the truck, to get the old shocks off of it.
Yep.
It's down there for a long time.
Make a big cut now.
Ooh, you can feel it.
Old school like the cut right now. I'm sure I'm using the wrong material. The radius is way too big. I'm sure I can pick up some other issues.
The radius.
When you get it tipped on, now it cuts good.
Taking some meat off of there.
See, it cuts a lot better when it gets there, but it's still rough as a cod.
I finished the material.
Yeah, when the finish is horrible. That's how you like it, though.
Might have some finishing material here to fix it.
We're at 85 now.
85, we're getting close. Another 20,000 would be all right.
You want to go 20?
20, and that'll leave me a little bit to take off, so the sandpaper. Focus cloth.
Okay. That won't be very good.
I have emery cloth.
If the material's not really cutting, it's just kind of rubbing it off.
So it didn't do much good to grind it, huh?
That's good. The bolts do not leave a good finish.
Did it take 20 that time?
No, I didn't cut 20.
I was going to say, it didn't look like as much. 70?
84.
84?
Or 79, excuse me, 79.
So we went down about 5,000 that time.
A couple of times, but it does it a lot. So if you go backwards. I'll get a better finish. Looks better.
Just cutting on the other side of the bit now?
Yeah, a little bit of that. On the back side, really, some touching. See, it finishes better, but it's still rough as a cob. At least
Yep.
well, now it's straight, but it's really rough. Bolts don't cut worth a squat. Whatever the hell they're made out of does not cut very well. Okay, so I am at 73 and a half.
Take 10 more off.
And for some reason we have 1.5 thou taper.
Still?
That's when it
Hasn't
cut.
straightened out yet?
Now, if you go over and use this favorite tool you like to use,
Yeah, Mr. Caliper.
make sure it's zeroed. Make sure it's clean and zeroed.
Yeah. I thought we had digital ones around here.
You go over here like this,
And, what's that saying?
measure it.
76.
That's because I had to pull it off.
Where'd mine go?
Okay, what number you wanted? 60 what?
62.
Do you have a 62 rubber that goes on there, or a stud, or a solid?
This hole right here in the
Oh, there's the shock. So this is the actual shock we're going to put on it?
Yep.
These look like heavy-duty items.
It's actually the top. They're both the same. But
Now you think that rolled around sleeve tube is straight and round?
no,
Is that what you said?
I didn't think it was.
Okay, we're at 75 right there.
What? Try the upper one.
.73 on the bottom. Well, you don't believe these are not correctly sized?
No, I think that my caliper was off.
It's hard to believe that your $2 caliper was off. That plastic when you got Harbor Freight. Where'd you get it from Home Depot?
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, there you go. So it looks like if we're at 70, we'd probably fit. What number are we at right now?
72, you said, wasn't it?
73 and a half and 75.
Where did I put my caliper? I wanted to test it against yours.
Lost your caliper.
Yeah, the hardened part.
And the radius. And the hard. Taking all 5 down.
Still got a little taper on the end, huh? It's all right.
Can't hear you. What you say?
There's still a little taper on the end of it, huh?
Or is it?
No? Got it all out?
There's a chamfer there now, though. They just made one.
That's good. You like chamfer?
Mr. Chamfer.
Mm-hmm.
This goes top or bottom?
Top. Look at that. Bueno.
Plug fit.
Yep.
It's tighter down here.
That sleeve in there might be a little. Well, that one, the bolt goes through it, so
There you go.
there you go.
It's a precision fit.
It's only $150 for 2 of them.
For what? 2 of these?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're gas shocks.
You know, I could have went to the mountain and got a couple off my new ones out of the box off my shelves up there.
You got some?
Oh yeah, I've got lots of shocks.
You probably even have some with 5/8 hole in the top of it.
They're heavy duty. They're made for trucks and shit.
Yeah.
So, what diameter do you think that is?
Where? That is
That's
gonna is 62, 63,
Look at that.
61,
I cut too much.
60.
It's consistent now though. See now it's just saying.
What do you got?
It's actually a thou bigger right there, but
60 or less?
60.
560. You said you took too much of it. Now a whole bunch between 2 and 0.
Well, it's now 70 like I was going for.
Oh. Still at 71.
It's right there.
Yep.
69 over there. The tip right here is the biggest. It's 70 and a half.
We can roll with $2 grand. Two thou, I mean.
Remember I told you that one was a little 70 on one side. That's why it's tight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're oversized right now, which gives you a nice plug fit.
Just the way we want it.
It's rough here too, so it'll braid that surface really nice.
You want me to crocus cloth it a little bit? Or emery cloth it?
Well, it'll make it smaller if you did that.
Okay, no, crocus won't. Oh, the file. Mr. File.
It sounds hard.
It would be nice to have that lathe today when I was filing in the vise.
Oh, look how much better it was.
Shiny now.
Shine up the high spots. right, sir. Does that fit now?
That's a beauty.
What was this one?
Same thing. But I didn't file on that one.
This has a washer on
You
it.
want me to knock that one off real quick?
Are you keeping a washer or not using a washer?
I'm gonna reuse them, yeah.
Well, you should have told me that. I wouldn't have cut the stud right there. Now
Huh?
the washer's going to be loose.
The other one was already loose anyway. This one fit tight.
So you didn't give me a tool for getting that off. How are you going to get that washer off there?
Ball peen hammer and a punch.
Oh, or a lathe.
Or a lathe. Let's see how we do it now. The real guys do it.
We have a washer removing tool right here.
Oh. Nice.
See that serration right there?
Yes, that's serration, correct.
Oh, no, it's called a spline.
Okay.
That's where it was beat on tight. Now, do you want me to leave that tight there?
Yeah,
Or do you want me to cut that off like I did the last one?
I'd leave it tight.
Because you didn't tell me you got to run the washer on the inside. So you left out a key part.
It was already loose anyways. The washer was worn out. So that's why I want to keep it. I'll get some other washers for it. Fairly straight, isn't it?
Well, studs are kind of what they are, but looks like somebody was doing some cut here.
We got the light on? Yep.
Lights on it, so we're at 22 and a half. So what do we got here? Not too bad. Fantastic.
A little rough?
That's a great material.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hardened down there by that nut.
Right down here. So we'll leave a little bit of there for the washer. That's why it's a little big on this side. It's flexing. Really like to get the flex the metal up.
It's cutting it?
Yeah. It's called touch pressure. It's got pressure on it right now. Should be 75 or thereabout. A lot bigger than that.
We started out at 620. Took 2 cuts off of it, right?
Yeah, but then things are moved a little bit. A lot bigger than they should be right now. Let's see. 73.
We're close. Got a light path about.
Half a bell bigger than last one. Oh, well,
As long as it fits to that slot there in the shock absorber, I'm happy.
you're happy. Pretty easy to clean.
I just can't figure out why anything I ever do, it never goes on real smooth. I always have to end up doing something, you know?
Because you think it's supposed to be fitting when you get one to buy something. No better than that.
4 different auto parts stores and nobody has one with a 5/8 hole in it. And they say that my truck's oddball.
It is. You bought a Toyota. Where's your shock?
Right there.
Is this the one we're going to use?
Yeah, I have one on each side, so that's the lower one, but it's the upper one we really need. But
Look at that.
well, a little smoother than the last one, didn't it? It's a little bit bigger even.
Wow, a little bit smaller.
See how this one goes. Yeah, we're still in the ballpark.
This one's a little extra.
Now will you knurl it a little bit now to make it a little fatter?
This one's a little bit smaller than the other one because I cut too much.
I thought we were leaving a little extra on it.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, 69, huh?
A couple foul less.
It's all right. It's not a moving part.
Where's your washer at?
Right here. That one actually was on one. One's worn out, one ain't.
Well, this one here is going to be a tight fit.
How about this one? Was it tight?
It will be.
Oh, it will be. Oh,
Installation tool here
oh, I
too.
see.
Did you know this was an installation tool also?
I didn't even think about that one, much less when you took it off of there. Wow,
Installation tool.
nice. You know, they were on backwards when I took them off the truck.
Looks like it could probably go a little deeper, but it's all right. It'll be fine.
Looks fine to me.
Extra fine. Where's the other one? See, you made that one wrong. That's the one you filed it down anyway, because that spline was pretty well gone when you
Yeah,
got
well, it was gone when I took it off the truck.
See,
That one was loose. Oh, wow.
the wobbler.
It's all right.
It's a wobbler.
We'll get by with that though.
This one here is precisionally made because I made the whole one on this one.
Right. I should inform you about that earlier than I did.
Yeah, well, you know, it's last minute decisions there. Design changes. So this one's at 67, 66 and a half right now.
Okay.
This one I cut down too much.
How much now?
66 there. 67 right there. So it's 5 thou over.
So that
This one's 6 thou over.
that little tool gives you the same information that the caliper gives you.
Well, this one's actually more accurate because this is accurate to a couple tenths. That's accurate to half a thou.
A couple of tenths is better than half a thou.
Yeah, actually on that's only 1 thou because it's only reads in half thou increments.
Mm.
This one here you can read down to tenths. And if it has a veneer scale on it, you can read down further in tenths. This does not have the veneer scale on it, so you can only go.
Yeah, some
You
small
have
writing.
to guess how much you're between each one of those big lines.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty good at guessing, so I could pretty well tell you what it is.
And what is it?
It's too fucking big right now.
It's gonna work though.
It's not the spec, but it matches
It
the
will work
shock.
just fine.
It matches his worn out shock. Look at that. Now you have to figure out where your other part's going to go in there. Now you notice how there's no room for a nut on there.
I just barely on.
So were you planning on doing that, or you want to make something different?
How can we do it different?
Well, the problem is this shock is way too wide.
Grind that down a little bit.
If you want to retain these washers, you're going to have to. Because your old shock was probably only about the width of these rubbers right here.
Yeah.
So you got these big things sticking out here, you grind them off. At least get a nut on there.
Yep.
You know, maybe you should put the washer on the outside edge, not the inside edge.
Way better.
See, like that.
Yeah. Here's the nut. Listen, it's still good. That might be all right. But no lock washer, nothing
See,
on
that
it.
should have a smaller hole in it. It should be the 1/2 inch what this is.
Correct.
So it bottoms out against that shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't bottom out, so it's going to go until the nut bottoms out here, which is going to be wrong. It's not going to correctly.
Do we have any washers, large washers with a small hole in
It's
them?
not going to correctly do the job there.
Right. So we might as well put it back on the other side and grind off the other thing on it on a shock, huh?
Like this.
If we took off both those high spots on the metal thing,
Well, I think what I would do, I'd grind a bunch of this washer, this nut or
that sleeve.
shoulder,
Yeah.
sleeve, what do you want to call it, spacer.
Yep.
You can put on there because that's not going to go over the top of that hex.
Right.
So that'll allow you to go in that deep.
Mm-hmm. A lot more thread, at least 3 or 4 more
You
threads
can
there.
still see that when you put a washer on here, it's still going to be not tight.
Right.
How's it going to get tight against that shoulder? You'd have to compress that rubber 1/8 of an inch. And that's just with a nut, no washer.
Yeah.
How's that going to happen?
We gotta have a washer on that.
You'd have to have a shouldered nut to go on there to do it that. But see, this is never going to tighten down all the way because it won't get to the shoulder. This
Well, it will
shock is
tighten
too
though, right?
wide. This is too short and this is too wide to be
Another dilemma.
functional. So, was this made for these applications? I'm guessing not.
Not because we had to mill the thing. I mean, put on the lathe and make it smaller. Yeah. No, it's not.
So, I would grind a bunch of the damn rubber, some of this rubber off,
The rubber too.
and definitely that sleeve. And then if you use a 1/2 inch washer here that fits tight, at least at the bottom out against that washer.
Yeah.
So when you tighten the nut down, it's fully tightened up.
Right.
You have to worry about the nut coming off, because right now you tighten the nut up, you're on rubber,
Right.
the nut will come off.
I gotta have a washer on there. For sure.
And you're going to have a 1/2 inch washer because
Right.
that's 9/16 and it's a 1/2 inch.
Yep.
So these are all issues that were not rectified. The installation of this product.
Rectified.
I'm going to recommend it. Now, I think this washer here is not going to be hurting us, not helping us,
Let's see what happens.
because we need to go all the way in.
Right. It doesn't really need one on that
We
side.
don't
huh?
have room for a washer because we need it over on this side.
Yeah.
And that looks like the same. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this back off. And I'm going to cut it like this one.
So we get more meat,
Now,
more in
another
there.
thing I can do that you didn't mention is I can actually shorten this. I can cut this back and make it longer. See?
Yeah.
So that would actually help you a little bit. At least that way we get it to where the rubber. See if we cut 1/8 of an inch off of that.
Mm-hmm.
See, then you don't have to cut this rubber away.
What about the steel sleeve though? Are you still going to cut that?
The sleeve has to be cut flush with the rubber.
Yeah. But we won't have to cut no rubber away. We just
Now, is
take a
this
little bit off
threading
that
into
nut.
something, or is it just got a nut on the backside?
That has the frame and then the nut with a lock washer on it.
So you tighten up the nut here, you
Mhm.
only need to hold this. So if we
Right.
blew off a bunch of this material off to what we need, basically we need to get this shoulder needs to be flush with this edge here. You don't really want the shock to be squeezed tight in here because it needs to be able to work.
Right, but it needs to be tight too. I mean, the nut needs
But
to
the
be
nut
tight.
needs to be tight against that washer. So we really need to make this longer. So we need to have this much distance. Now this is on the bottom. Is this the bottom or top? These
That's
are
the
tops?
bottom. Those are tops, yes.
These are tops. So we should measure the top.
Yeah, the bottoms don't. We don't really care about those right now. Got a long bolt for
Yeah,
those.
see if you notice, they're probably the same anyway. So see, we're about 80 and we can press, see.
Mm-hmm.
So 80 is our magic number. And we have what? We don't have 80. We missed it by that much.
Like 1/4 of an inch.
By that much, 3/16.
Wow.
So we can either squeeze the piss out of this rubber to get us down to the number we need when you tighten it all the way down, and the shock won't even hardly move.
It needs to have a little play in there, doesn't it?
It'd be nice if the shock actually did work.
Because I mean, like the rubber don't need to be squeezed so hard it doesn't work the shock.
If you squeeze the rubber super hard, the rubber's going to deteriorate and not work. So the shock is supposed to be flexible.
Do you feel like doing that, Kent?
So you need to cut these way down, or you need to get some better shocks. Or you need to cut the rubber way down. So what do you want to do? You want to cut the stud and make it work?
I don't want to cut the rubber.
Or you want to cut the rubber away?
I don't really want to cut the rubber
You
away.
don't want to cut the rubber. Okay, so that means we're going to take
That's
this.
kind of a part that needs to be, needs to be in
That
there.
needs to be important.
3/16 off of that.
Now we're doing a design change. The thread is not exactly
Straight.
even.
Worse.
I'm looking for the sweet spot.
There it is. Close to it.
It's not sweet, but it's close. Okay, we go over to 22 over here.
Hard?
A little bit. Big radius of the tube does not help. Now one advantage of this big radius tool is I'm leaving a radius here on the shoulder, so it's not too bad.
Way we want it, right?
I don't know, I didn't measure it.
Little radius on there.
What was the dimension we needed?
3/16 more than what we had.
Around 80. So now you go like this. Well, we missed it by a little bit. See, I'm still off by a good 1/16 of an inch. See?
Mm-hmm. So you're taking another
Well, I
bite at
purposely
it?
didn't want to cut it all to one shot by eyeball.
You're good.
Now I know my eyeball is off by a little bit.
Now we got 85. Hey, good eye for the second time. Thinking the radius a little smaller or what?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Clean it up.
Kind of hard to do that when you got a lathe in the way.
Yeah.
So now,
Kinds of threads sticking to it now.
something like that, it looks a little better, but still not enough because we don't have that right there right now. See, when you have the washer on there, which you don't have yet, see, it'll work pretty good.
Yeah. What if we put the washer back on the inside where we don't
Now
need
when
it?
you put the washer and tighten the nut down against that washer and tighten up all the way down hard,
It'll be good.
it'll be good. Also, when you put this stud in here, the shoulder the same height as that, you'll be tightening against that also. So everything will bottom out equally.
Okay, yeah.
And then the rubber will be free to do its job like it's supposed to.
And the nut will still tighten up.
And the nut will be tight so it won't fall off.
I don't know where the other one is. We got it
The
there.
other what? The other one of these?
The stud, yeah.
This still in my hand? Oh. I don't know where it is. Where'd it go, Joe?
You got it.
Oh.
How much?
Yeah.
3/16
Sure about that?
to 80. Where are we at right now?
Cutting way over there. Not there.
1/4 inch?
I don't know. Not that much. What cut is that, Joe?
2/16.
2/16?
Not 3/16 yet.
Lines are going.
Yep. We don't need them anymore.
Didn't need them? Extra charge? Oh, I cut too much.
Where are we at now? 60?
Cut 10. I roughed it in too close, Joe.
You know, as long as we don't have,
We missed it by 10.
if we have threads, we'll be all right.
We missed it by 10, Joe. It's hard to get good help.
That's for damn sure. More cameramen.
Yeah, we missed it by 10. Cut 10 too much. We have a little extra holding on that one.
Yeah, we're good though.
That's 10 thou too short.
Too short.
Yep, too short, see? Look how much, see how it's too short?
It's not going to hurt nothing though, is it?
What's
You're going to take some more off of it?
10 thou too short. Well, this one's too long, this one's too short. How'd that happen?
Are you going to chuck it up again?
Well, I cut some more out to make it longer.
Make them even. That's all right. Hey, I know it'll tighten up now.
So where's your 1/2 inch washer at?
I don't have any. I was just hope you might have had some around here from a Harley Davidson.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know where the washer box
You want
went
Harley
to.
washers?
It had a 1/2 inch hole in it. I'd take them
Those would be chrome plated.
for shock mounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like these.
I could either go to, or I could go to Home Depot and get something that really would not work.
Really would not work.
A weak part. God, I'm looking for my transmission case so I can get off my feet.
I'm supposed to get back here, Joe.
Look at all the crap you got, man. You ain't lying, eBay. Oh no. Like we're getting close.
That's the expensive stuff over here, though.
Right, I got cash tonight. Not bad.
See, a half-inch washers are really loose. There, see, a half-inch is actually 9/16.
Mm-hmm. So we put in the wrong slot?
No, half-inch washers are 9/16.
No.
See, if you use SAE washers, half-inch, see, they're a little,
It won't go over the
they're a
shaft?
little tighter, but they're still loose. So, metric washer, we don't have any metric washers. So, this is a grade 8 washer, which is the best one I got. It's a little on the slippery, sloppy side for what I like. So I don't have one that's smaller hole that's worth a squat. Now if I have a USS washer that is a 7/16, it'll be almost a half-inch. You got one of those in your back pocket?
No, I don't.
It's this big one back here.
7/16, oh, sloppy half.
That's an SAE half.
Quality control has really gone to hell.
I'm gonna get down the real washers down here.
The motorcycle's in the way.
Bike in the way. Headbanger.
Nuts. Oh, nuts.
You got nuts in here. Nuts! Drawer's heavy.
Washers.
That's what we're looking for, 7/16.
All right.
Look at that.
Perfect, huh?
That's a USS 7/16, which means it fits right on a half-inch. You see it's
Cool.
a nice, good fit.
Got two of those?
And these are thick ones, too.
Yeah.
Then we have a grade 8. You see that's a little too loose.
Is that 7/16 too? The grade 8?
It's probably a half-inch,
Yeah.
but it's a SAE.
SAE.
Which does not work for what we're doing. We're trying to get crappy 7/16s, or a half-inch is actually a half-inch, which is not going to happen. So luckily our 7/16 piece of crap washer
Will work.
is perfect for a half-inch. Now, you got any nuts to go in there? You probably don't have any nuts either.
I do have nuts.
Huh?
I do have them. Only one with me though.
You only got one with you.
The other one's at the house.
What kind of a nut do you have?
Just a standard nut with no locking device at all on it.
Locking device. Oh,
It's a half-inch,
Nut one.
20, I believe.
A half-inch funky.
There's some bad thread on that one.
That makes a locking nut.
You might as well give me two of these then.
Well, you want two of those nuts. You get like two of those?
Yeah.
See, these are the grade 8 over here. You don't have money for grade 8. They cost these are the grade 5 on this side.
Oh,
Actually, they're probably grade 3, but
it's all right. It's not holding the crankshaft or the rod or anything like that together.
not like it's valuable. Oh, I had one of those washers sitting right here.
Right size too?
No, looks like a half-inch one.
I'm gonna push the bike back. No, not yet. Ready?
Yeah, go. You can push it back in.
I had to regroup my pushing. My legs couldn't stretch that far.
Oh, it's tight squeeze over here. That thing's called hammers. You ever heard of them?
Oh, there you go. Next time I had a camera in my hand and these in the other hand.
The problem is you're not down here where you belong.
Well, the whole thing. No, you're not down here where I belong.
You're supposed to be bumped up against that.
Oh, I see. It'll go over a
like
little bit better.
that. You're good. All right, Joe.
Next time for sure.
Where's your shock at, sir?
Right there.
Oh, who left it in the lathe? Damn people.
I got these lock washers that need to go on.
Where's this spool at?
Where's what? It did fit good.
Now, if you don't cut that sleeve down,
The nut's not gonna lock. Here's the ones that were on there.
Yeah, we got better ones. Now, if you don't cut the sleeve down, the sleeve will crush and span out as you put more torque on this side.
Is that what you want to do?
I would rather cut the sleeve off like you're supposed to and then shove it all the way in flat, and then have the washer bottom out against the sleeve at the same point.
Okay.
And tighten down nice and hard, and you have full thread at that point too. Because right now you don't have quite full thread.
I could hit that with a regular grinder,
So
right?
you're not
Oh,
really
just barely
quite,
into
not quite there yet.
But about the thickness of that sleeve would be good though. Huh?
So yeah, just don't go cutting the washer, but just cut the sleeve off,
Yeah.
flush as you can get it.
Yeah.
And when you tighten it all down, it'll be
It'll
nice
all
and
be
tight. Now
like
this washer will go over this, slightly over that as you tighten it. It will emboss into it a little bit.
Because that one's tapered.
Over here right now, it should be basically about the same width. It's going to have a little bit of rubber compression. It's got a washer's angle a little bit.
Yeah.
That's because it's hitting on the rubber. So when you compress it, it'll have a light compression on it.
Still be all right though, huh?
And the sleeve would be exactly the same dimension if you cut it flush. So it'll work just perfect.
Okay.
And then the nut will be flush when you're done, see?
Right.
So when you
Just
see
like
that,
you want
when
it.
you see one thread sticking out, you
Good
know,
enough on a lug nut?
that's all the way down.
Okay.
So it's going to be flush to one thread,
All right.
which is perfect, which means you get fully threaded. And you can see all those threads on the stud look perfectly fine. So there shouldn't be any issues with that at all.
Right.
All right, sir. And
Gather up all
what's
my
this-
junk.
What's this for?
For here.
Okay, good. I don't want to put them on this side.
Or the,
This nut doesn't fit here, boss.
Hmm?
It doesn't fit.
that's for this one.
Big ones are
The other,
for.
the other side,
Are
yeah.
you filming your foot again?
No.
Are you Fred?
It's the first mistake I made all night.
Are you filming your feet like Fred does? That thread nut sucks. What's this for?
The lower mount.
This is a ½ inch.
7/16 or 9/16 actually.
It is a 9/16, okay. So what are you doing for washers on that side?
I got a lock and a
Well, there's one.
that sits in between a bracket though on that one. You know, like the yeah. I guess we could use that curved washer if we wanted to.
Depends on how much where you want this to be at.
Yeah. There's brackets that come down like this, and it holes that go through it. You know.
You're going to be tightened up against the sleeve here. So whatever you're tightening, you're not going to be hard. It's not going to be a hard tightening.
Okay.
Because that sleeve will give away. It's just a split, thin piece of crap.
Right.
So
It'll mushroom out.
So you should double nut this. So you got one nut on there and another nut jammed together. That way
Okay.
it's tight. It will never come off. Even when it's loose, it will never fall off.
They'll still lock up though.
If you're depending on that lock washer and this nut and all that torque, it
Mm-hmm.
can come off because that sleeve will give away. It's like a crush sleeve. It'll
The
get
second
loose.
nut's gonna keep it tight then.
The double jam nut's what's going to hold it.